Thank you for joining us today for Devotions with Brother Aaron. I hope you're getting a blessing out of these devotions, and if you are, please allow me to ask you to do something for me. Would you take a moment and forward these to your friends? If you're enjoying them, maybe they will too. Now, if you're listening to this devotion that somebody has forwarded to you and you're not subscribed to our social media outlet platforms, let me encourage you to do that. Facebook, go to Fresh Fire Ministries, Hogansville, Georgia. When you get there, click on the follow button. Then YouTube, it's Fresh Fire Ministries with Aaron McCullough. I want you to subscribe to that page, and we're even on X at Fresh Fire Georgia. We would love to have you follow with us regularly. All right, the title of today's devotion is On Purpose. As human beings, we all tend to follow a common path of digression in our lives. We start as visionaries, and because we are visionaries, we see more than others, we see before others, and we see further than others. In turn, this vision makes us become pioneers. We throw caution to the wind and are more than happy to go all in the pursuit of our vision. Once we follow our vision and it brings us a measure of success, we begin to settle in to our accomplishments and enjoy the comforts they afford us. Unfortunately, we then tend to become obstructionists. Our visionary and pioneering spirits are sacrificed upon the altar of maintaining what we have. Sadly, we no longer see beyond what others see, and we begin to resist and obstruct any suggestion that we move beyond the world in which we have become comfortable. A lady named Lynn Anderson wrote about an incident that exemplifies what I'm saying in this devotion. She said, about 350 years ago, a shipload of travelers landed on the northeast coast of America. The first year, they established a town site. The next year, they elected a town government. In the third year, the town government planned to build a road 5 miles westward into the wilderness. In the fourth year, this is funny, the people tried to impeach their own town government because they thought it was a waste of public funds to build a road 5 miles westward into the wilderness. Who needed to go there anyway? In just a few years, the same people who have the vision of crossing 3,000 miles across an ocean, overcoming great hardships to get there, were unable to see even 5 miles beyond the town. They had lost their pioneering vision. With a clear vision of what we can become in Christ, no ocean of difficulty is too great. However, without it, we rarely move beyond our current boundaries. When I served as the associational missionary for the Troop Baptist Association, we had a prayer team that met every Monday afternoon. At one meeting, one of our prayer warriors began by saying, "Lord, thank you that we have met here today on purpose to pray." Those words, on purpose, resonated with me. In fact, I believe the only way to combat our natural tendency to digress is to decide to live our lives on purpose. Andy Stanley said, "In life, everybody winds up somewhere, but a few people wind up somewhere on purpose." Everything in life, including you and me, is decelerating. We're winding down. And the only way to maintain consistency in our lives is to do so on purpose. You can bounce a basketball as high as humanly possible, but without an external force being purposely applied, each successive bounce will become smaller until it no longer bounces. So it is with us. I encourage you to examine every aspect of your life. Examine your relationship with God, your spouse, your children, your parents, and your friends. Examine your career. Examine your service for God. Examine your health. Examine your happiness. My guess is that as you examine all these different things that make you who you are, you will discover that there has been some deceleration and digression. Regarding your relationship with God, your spouse, your children, your career, or whatever, you started with an extraordinary vision. You tossed caution to the wind, and you went all in and enjoyed a measure of success. But unless you have on purpose done those things that keep momentum going, you just might discover that you are decelerating, digressing, and doing everything within your power just to maintain the status quo. In fact, you may find that you have ceased to be a visionary pioneer and have become an obstructionist. I encourage you to redream the dream, rekindle the flame, and catch again the vision you have lost by on purpose touching the only source that empowers you to maintain momentum in life, and that is Jesus Christ. Are you a visionary pioneer or an obstructionist? The answer is determined by whether or not you are living your life on purpose for Jesus. Lord, for those who will hear this devotion today, would you burn into our hearts and minds and our every fiber of our being, Lord, that we must do those things that keep us in top visionary condition to do the things you want us to do, Lord. Help us to understand, realize this doesn't happen by accident, but it happens on purpose. God, thank you for hearing our prayer today.